I think the shot looks good. You got some people walking in. There we go. Cool. Hey, Lindsay, you can probably monitor it here. There we go. Great. You can make this one clean if you want. I don't know if it makes sense to or not. Your call. It looks okay colored, honestly. So we got our new thing for establishing shots at shows now. Oh, I'm on LTV, bro. That's nice.
back on this, aren't I? At this time, I would like to kindly ask you to turn off your cell phones or silence them. I would have forgot. This day is dedicated to pay tribute to the men and women who currently serve in the armed forces. Please stand and remain standing if you are able for the presentation of the colors, national anthem, Pledge of Allegiance, posting of colors, and invocation. It is patriotic and appropriate to place your right hand on your heart during this time. Military in uniform will stand at attention. Veterans may render the hand salute. The colors will now be presented by the Marine Corps League. Thank you, Legionnaires. That always gives me chills. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I would like to introduce VA Chaplain James Claggett to the microphone for the invocation.
Please join me in prayer. Almighty and ever-blessed God, on this Armed Forces Day, we dedicate anew our military power for the cause of peace both at home and abroad. Accept our humble thanks for the opportunity that abide in our land, for your guidance in hours of peril, and your tender love in times of need. We pray today for your blessing upon all the men and women of our armed forces who stand ready and willing to serve and defend our country. Grant them steadfastness of heart inspire them in the cause of peace, guide their endeavors, and as they remain loyal to our country and faithful to you. Rekindle in Sioux Falls, in South Dakota, and in all of America a spirit of sacrifice and a steadfastness of purpose. Empower us with the intellect to comprehend, the compassion to be concerned, with the dedication to achieve, and with the faith and fortitude to follow each task through, so that all our labor support peace and freedom for all mankind. Hear us as we pray for this nation and all the nations, that you will hasten the fulfillment of your promise of peace that shall have no end, now and evermore. Amen.
Please be seated. We would like to render a special salute to our veteran members of the armed forces. I'd ask you to either raise your hand or stand to be recognized with the respective conflicts that we have recently seen. Are there any World War II veterans in the room? That's awesome. Thank you very much for your service. Korean War veterans. Let me guess, you were in Vietnam too. Are there any Vietnam veterans? Cold War vets. Just Cause. Desert Storm, Desert Shield. Afghanistan. Iraq. And any other recent conflicts that wasn't mentioned. Would all currently serving members of the armed forces stand and be recognized for their selfless service? Current. It is with great honor to be able to introduce our keynote today. Major General Jeffrey P. Marlette was appointed by Governor Christian Nome. Oh, sorry.
We'll do the medley right now if you would like it.
Go ahead.
High and the army goes rolling along. For it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cadence strong and strong. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along. Anchors aweigh, my boys, anchors aweigh. Farewell to college joys, we sail and break from day, 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 day. Our last night ashore, hail to the foam. Until we meet once more, here's wishing you a happy voyage home. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marines. We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in thee. Through surf and storm and howling gale, I shall our purpose be. Semper Paratus is our guide, our faith and glory too. To fight, to save or fight and die, our Coast Guard, we're all for you.
Okay, now it is time to introduce our keynote today. Major General Jeffrey P. Marlette was appointed by Governor Kristi Noem as South Dakota's 22nd Adjutant General on 8 June 2019. He also serves as a commanding general for both South Dakota Air and Army National Guard, and guides the preparation of 4,200 Air and Army National Guard citizen soldiers and airmen and 950 full-time state and federal employees to respond in times of state or national emergency. General Marlette is responsible for federal and state missions, assignment of leaders, recruiting, training, equipping, mobilizing facilities, and public relations. He is also responsible for formulating, developing, and coordinating all policies, plans, and programs affecting Army and Air National Guard members in South Dakota. General Marlette serves on the Governor's Cabinet as the Secretary of the Military. In this capacity, he is a principal advisor to the Governor on all matters involving the use of National Guard. General Marlette began his service being enlisted in the South Dakota Army National Guard in 1980. He received his commission through the South Dakota Military Academy Officer Candidate School in 1982. General Marlette's command assignments include Commander, 235th General Supply Company, Commander, 2nd Battalion, 147th Field Artillery, and Commander, 196th Maneuver Enhancement Brigade. During his tenure as Commander, 2nd Battalion, 147th Field Artillery, he successfully deployed, served 14 months and redeployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom II. The battalion was awarded the Distinguished Unit Citation for their outstanding performance during the deployment. In 2007, General Marlette was named the first commander of the 196th Maneuver Enhancement Brigade, commanding in excess of 2,200 South Dakota Army National Guard soldiers. In April 2011, he was named Assistant Adjutant General, Army. General Marlette holds certificates in both field artillery and engineer branches of the Army. He possesses a bachelor's degree and master's degree in education from Northern State University, an education specialist degree from the University of Sioux Falls, and a master's degree in strategic studies from the United States Army War College. General Marlette and his wife Sandy have 3 grown children and 6 grandchildren. They make their home in Rapid City. Major General Marlette, stage is yours.
Probably going to get in trouble for taking that out. I apologize for that bio. It's longer than my speech, hopefully. But let's give the choir another round of applause. Aren't they awesome? My goodness. So first of all, thank you to all of you for being here today. Thank you for taking the time to come and recognize our armed forces and to share in this event. And thank you for the invitation to allow me to come and speak for a few minutes. I want to start by calling your attention to this slide up here. This is a picture of a print that my wife bought me for my birthday this year. It's done by an amazing artist from Spearfish by the name of Kathy Sigel. If I get that right, I always get her name wrong. And what's interesting about this, and I just love it, but what's interesting about it is that this print was put up on Facebook and was banned, was taken down off of Facebook. And the reason was because the name of it was Patriot. The word patriot to some people has become offensive. And so I want to talk about that a little bit today because I think this world is full of patriots. I think all of you in this room are patriots, but you take the time to be here. Some want to say that patriotism has died and our young people don't understand what it is. Everybody in this room that's under the age of 25, please stand. There's our young patriots right there. Thank you for being here. So Webster defines patriot as a person who vigorously supports their country and is prepared to defend it against its enemies. Pretty easy definition. And so today I want to talk about some of the patriots that we all know, some of the patriots that we've met who have served, that stood earlier today, some who continue to serve today. I chose to wear this uniform today because our patriots are on point around the world right now today. They are working. They are keeping us safe. And so I chose to wear the work uniform of our armed forces. Patriotism is not out of style, and it is not taboo. And those who want to make it sound like it is, I guess we need to have a talk, because it just doesn't fly. So I want to talk about several specific groups, and the first one is our military. What we're really here to talk about today is our armed forces and those who serve. Today, across all the branches, active and reserve, there are over 2 million patriots who have chosen to serve this country today, let alone all those who wore the uniform in years past. What that bio didn't say is that I have the best job in South Dakota. I tell the governor that all the time. She may think she does, but I have the best job. Because I get to work every day with individuals that their point is, they've raised their hand and they've said, I am willing to die for my country. Not aligned to a political party, not aligned to an individual who may be the president on that day. Their country, their constitution, their country. And they start from that point. And so when we work with those individuals, it is absolutely some of the best, the very best, the 1%ers. Less than 1% of this country ever puts on this uniform. That's who I get to work with every day. And to get to come to things like this and work with people who support that. Today, over 165,000 of them are deployed somewhere in over 150 countries around the world. Think of that. 150 countries. Another 45,000 of them are currently serving somewhere in the United States in the things that we've all witnessed this last year with COVID operations and civil disturbance and vaccination support, medical support, just amazing things. Most days in the last year, there have been as many as 80,000 on duty somewhere in the United States supporting the things that we've been through this last year. Amazing. A little closer to home, and obviously very close to me because I get to work with them every day, our National Guard, just out the back door, stone's throw away, the 114th Fighter Wing. That fighter wing has been named the top wing in the Air National Guard more times than any other wing in the nation. Think of that. They have in the last year deployed over almost 400 airmen to places over the homeland doing escort missions for our president. They currently have over 80 airmen deployed around the world in countries like Jordan and Syria and Iraq, Kuwait, places all over the world supporting operations. They have loaded F-16s flying over top of this country every day on a Homeland Security mission out on the West Coast. They are actively engaged every single day. Our Army National Guard currently has soldiers in Djibouti, got another group preparing to go to Djibouti, another group preparing to go to Guantanamo, Southwest border missions. They're everywhere. They too have been named truly outstanding units. We've been named the outstanding battalion in the nation 4 out of the last 5 years, and outstanding companies time and time again. We are blessed in South Dakota to have amazing soldiers and airmen that serve here. In the fight close to home, they put in over 34,000 days of work this last year in support of COVID and civil disturbance and vaccinations and fires and rescues. Most recently, you heard about them fighting fires in North Dakota. They're out there every day. The South Dakota National Guard, since 9/11, every single day since 9/11, has had soldiers or airmen deployed or preparing to deploy somewhere in the world. The world is divided in the military into combatant commands around the world. We have had in this last year soldiers and airmen serving in every single geographic combatant command in the world. And we're a small Guard state, but we do it very well. I want to shift gears from there because there's another group of patriots besides just those who actually put on the uniform, and that's our families. They introduced my wife Sandy is here in the front row. She is truly a patriot. She serves every day right alongside of me, just as all the rest of our families do. Soldiers, airmen, Marines, sailors, they don't really worry when they get sent into harm's way because they know they're well trained and they know they've got a job to do and they know they volunteered to do it. They're not victims, they're willing to do it. But they worry about their families. And our families step up over and over again and make sure that things are taken care of at home. So I would ask all the family members of veterans and soldiers, service members, please stand and be recognized. Any family members in the room? You know, there's a long-standing tradition in the military that whatever rank that the spouse is, or the service member is, their spouse outranks them. So there's a few 2-star generals in the room, but the 3-star sitting right there. So if you want to get something done, go talk to her. Another one I want to talk about is our employers. And this is extremely important, obviously, in the reserve components. But in the South Dakota National Guard, and across the nation, I think this is very true. But in the South Dakota Guard, I can tell you that at any given time, we have less than 0.5% of our force that's unemployed. So those 34,000 man days, those deployments that we talked about around the world, every time we go someplace, some employer steps up and supports us. They make it so their family members are taken care of and that the soldiers and service members don't worry about what's going on at home. We had the opportunity to award Sanford the National Employer Support Award right here on this stage earlier this year for the things that they do for our service members. So I just want to take a moment and thank them. So please help me give a round of applause to the employers who support the armed forces. Along that same line are communities. Things like this. Communities support our military. And South Dakota does it as well as anybody, maybe the best. You know, per capita, South Dakotans have one of the highest rates of individuals who step up and serve. And I think it's because our communities are so supportive. And we see it time and time again, from activations to deactivations, and sadly on occasions to the loss of a service member. But our communities are there for us. So thank you to our communities and all that they do as well. The other group that is so important is our veterans. And we recognize some of them today, and there's a lot of veterans in this room. You are our foundation. You are the rock that we stand on to be able to do the things that we do. Every single day, we benefit from the things that you have done for our country. And I think as a country, we're getting better and better about taking care of our veterans, but our work's not done there. And organizations like here at the Alliance and the service groups that are here that fight so hard to help support our veterans, it's awesome. So thank you to our veterans, and please give them another round of applause for all they do. And as I said, last but not least, all of you, you're here because you care. You're here because you are a patriot. You're here because you're willing to stand up for your country every day. And as I said, it's not about, even though if we watch the news too much, it's not about politics, it's not about who's president. It's about caring about our country, the greatest country in the world, and being willing to have those tough discussions and to do those things that we need to serve it and to make it, always making it better, and to protect every citizen. And so thank you to all of you for being here and for what you do. You know, there are some that just really are stressed right now. And we just need to stand up tall and say, we'll get through this and we'll make it all work and it'll be a better day. So I want to end this today, if I can bring up one more photo. We'll see. I kind of dropped this on the production people the last second. 50 years ago, this young guy felt that way about his country. I still feel that way about my country today. I was fortunate to be raised in a family where my grandfather, 115 years ago, joined the military. My father played in the State B basketball tournament in February of 1942 on a Saturday night, and on Monday, he quit high school and joined the Navy and shipped off because Pearl Harbor just happened and we were at war. My brother, whose uniform I stole here to wear, served in the military. I served in the military. I don't tell you that to brag on me, because I'm not. That's our story. All of us in this room have similar stories of the lineage of the people that they've known who've grown up and created patriotism in South Dakota and who have served. And we need to take pride in that, and don't ever let anybody tell you that patriotism is dead, because it's not. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General Marlette. Today we honor 3 individuals who have been chosen to be recognized by their military organizations for outstanding achievement within their military units, as well as their dedication to our community and country. Representing the United States Navy Reserve Command, Lieutenant Commander Josephine Junius and Petty Officer First Class Billy Joe Heap, please come forward. At this time, I hand the podium over to Lieutenant Colonel Commander Junius.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure today. My name is Lieutenant Commander Junius. It's my pleasure today to present the 2021 Reservist of the Year Petty Officer Award to Petty Officer First Class Billy Joe Heap. I've known HM1 Heap almost 8 years since I've been part of this unit. HM1 Heap, first generation immigrant like myself, committed his life to this military since 2003. He's been in the Navy in this unit in Sioux Falls for almost 18 years. So almost a lifer now in the reservists, for a reservist. He embodies the true spirit of our core values of courage, honor, commitment, couple of which I want to talk about. So he was deployed to Afghanistan in 2013. When he came back, I had just joined the unit, and I still remember his presentation, and I was just in awe because I had never actually talked to anybody who had been deployed before, and they did a whole PowerPoint presentation and just shared with us their experience when they were in Afghanistan, and just like they were serving, and that was a great role model for me, even being a new officer coming in. So I would say HM1 Heap has also showed courage in signing up for the COVID missions last year. He was deployed on the Mercy, and he's also been a mentor to a lot of the new people coming in, officer and enlisted alike, since he's been here so long and seen a lot of faces come through. And he's also a fun guy to be with, okay? It's just not all about work with HM1 Heap. I've never seen him mad one day, never seen him upset or discouraged, and I'm sure he's gone through ups and downs like all of us. You know, some days things don't work out the way you want it at the NOSC, but he's always a cheerful person. And I think that rubs off on a lot of us. And a lot of people that I've gone through have developed very good friendships with him and guidance. A lot of young sailors that come in, he's like the father, and he gives them good guidance going forward in their life. And that's been very helpful. Been good to watch you, HM1 Heap, to see you, you know, keep maturing and growing and doing new things every day. He still volunteers to do funeral honors. He volunteers locally to do ski patrol. He's just an amazing gentleman, and I think well-deserving of this award. So I'd like to personally congratulate you on this well-deserved award.
Representing South Dakota Army National Guard, Captain Jesse Park and Sergeant John Hansen. Will Captain Park and Sergeant Hansen please come forward? Podium is yours, Captain Park.
Okay, everyone hear me okay? Good morning. I'm going to first read a bio of Sergeant Hansen, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more freely about him. Sergeant John Hansen has served in the South Dakota Army National Guard for 15 years, both as a soldier and a non-commissioned officer. Hansen began his military career as a field artillery forward observer with Headquarters Battery 147th Field Artillery, located in Sioux Falls in 2006, until reorganization that transferred him to the 196th Maneuver Enhancement Brigade. He served as a field artillery computer systems operator for the 196th MEB from 2007 until deploying with the unit to Kabul, Afghanistan in 2010 to 2011 as a resource officer, office manager in charge of over $4 billion spent in support of base development. Returning home, he accepted a position in military intelligence in 2011. He was assigned as an analyst with the MEB until he transferred to the HHC 153rd Engineer Battalion in Huron, South Dakota in 2013. deploying with them to Iraq in 2016 to 17 as the current Operations Battle NCO at Camp Taji, Iraq. Upon returning to Huron, he continued serving with the distinction as the Senior Intelligence NCO until 2019. Along with his work in those units, Hansen was also working full-time as the Military Funeral Honors NCO for Southeastern South Dakota, taking part in over 500 military funerals and ceremonies. Hansen transferred back to the 196 MEB, serving as a mobilization training NCO, and is currently serving as the Rear Detachment Readiness NCO and Brigade Security Manager. Hansen is a Senior Military Intelligence NCO for the state, is a certified instructor in anti-terrorism, insider threat, operational security, physical security, and instructs classes for the South Dakota National Guard, surrounding reserve units, and units in Minnesota. His instruction and work has impacted units and service members nationwide and has supported service members as well as their families. His experience in high-paced areas of operations shaped his mindset to ensure that the lack of usable operational intelligence came to be treated like all other threats, that resulted in increased reporting and fewer victims of threats both on deployment and on the home front. Hansen has received and maintained the highest level of training for both anti-terrorism and operational security. With over 10 years in the field of military intelligence, Hansen brings a unique perspective to his military assignments. In the public sector, prior to coming to the National Guard full-time, he was a Level 2 investigator with the Defense Counterintelligence Security Agency. He also serves as South Dakota Army National Guard liaison to South Dakota Joint Terrorism Task Force. His experience in various units and roles make him a leader in developing security plans for military members and keeping them and their families safe. Serving as a security and facility manager for the National Guard Armory, his skill in analyzing operational data to identify opportunities for improvement contributed greatly to site security. Hansen is a life member of the American Legion Post 42 in Arlington, South Dakota, a life member of Sioux Falls VFW Post 628, and is a member of and a volunteer examiner for the Brookings Radio Research Club. A native of Badger, South Dakota, Hansen received his high school education from Arlington Public High School, and he received his Bachelor of Science degree from South Dakota State University in 1999, and completed his coursework for paramedic firefighter in 2001. Hansen has lived in Sioux Falls, South Dakota since 2002. His wife, Sarah, works as the credentialing department manager for Sanford Health, and they share their home with their dog, Cooper. Okay, so that's the formal part. Today, there was someone else who was supposed to award him, give him this award, and when I heard that they were going to be at drill, I insisted that I was the replacement to give him the award because I tell him every day that he does deserve such an award. He is the epitome of a soldier that supports the South Dakota Army National Guard. He's the backbone of the South Dakota Army National Guard. He knows everything. He's the go-to person. Anything that you want to know, anything you need help with, he's the person you go to for. And when someone gives me the opportunity to award such a soldier such an award, I'm extremely happy to do it. So, congratulations.
Representing South Dakota Air National Guard, Colonel Brent Post and Master Sergeant Carmen Taylor. Will Colonel Post and Master Sergeant Taylor please come forward? The podium is yours, Colonel Post.
All right, thank you. It's an honor to be here today to recognize Master Sergeant Taylor for her selection as the Reservist of the Year for the Air National Guard. She enlisted in the South Dakota Air National Guard in November of 2003, and she was assigned to the Force Support Squadron. She's fulfilled various positions in the service's career field as a food service specialist, a storeroom manager, and fulfilled an additional duty as services unit training manager. She was then selected for her current position as the first sergeant in the Security Forces Squadron, where she's one of the key advisors to the commander on the matters of and trends affecting readiness, health, morale, resiliency, welfare, and discipline of the enlisted security forces personnel. She also counsels personnel on dependent support and unsatisfactory performance and behavior. She has supported several deployments in her career. Among those include service in support of Operation Enduring Freedom at the 376th Air Expeditionary Wing in Manas Air Force Base in Kyrgyzstan in 2008. Most recently, in 2021, as General mentioned, we had 300 and some people deployed, and she was a first sergeant for a number of those, of our airmen from across the wing. They were down at Savannah, Georgia, in support of Operation Noble Eagle, and they produced 992 F-16 flying hours and 394 sorties while they were at that deployment. Sergeant Taylor has earned many awards, to include the Air Force Commendation Medal and the Air Force Achievement Medal. In 2018, Master Sergeant Taylor was awarded the South Dakota Air National Guard Outstanding First Sergeant of the Year. She has a Bachelor's of Science degree from South Dakota State University, an Associate of Applied Science in Neurodynastic Technology, sorry, that's a tough one, at Southeast Technical Institute. Master Sergeant Taylor's civilian position consists of providing critical information to surgeons during selective surgeries that place neural structures at risk. She's a certified neural psychologic interoperative monitoring, correct? All right. Master Sergeant Taylor is an active member of the Salem Reformed Church in Menno. She's a member of the Ramnes Bender American Legion Post 152 in Menno. She also volunteers as a youth basketball coach in Menno as well. Master Sergeant Taylor and her husband Randy, who is here today, live in Menno, South Dakota with their daughter Raylene, who's also here. And she has two grown sons, Zach and Branson, who also reside in South Dakota. So that is her bio, briefly, and a little bit about why we had selected her for the Reservist of the Year. She's an example of many of our fine airmen at the wing that have a dedication to duty, attention to detail, and she has outstanding capabilities in building relationships with airmen. I could list several specific examples where Sergeant Taylor has gone above and beyond to support airmen facing challenges, great and small. On behalf of the airmen you serve, Sergeant Taylor, congratulations.
At this time, Captain Tim Patton from the Sioux Falls MEPS will conduct the Oath of Enlistment to our military armed forces applicants.
Good morning, everybody. Applicants, please be sworn in. Move forward to the stage. I'm Captain Timothy Patton, and it is my distinct honor and privilege to swear in these fine citizens into our armed forces. As you all know, less than 1% of our country currently serves in the military. Volunteering to serve our country is a choice that speaks volumes to the character, bravery, and values to the men and women that stand in front of me. While the majority of them are heading to basic training, 2 have been accepted to distinguished military academies. Mr. Mitchell Walker has been accepted to West Point, while Mr. Zeb Mendel has been accepted to the Air Force Academy. However, regardless of their military service path, our country owes them all a great gratitude. I will now conduct the Oath of Enlistment.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations.
That right there is the future of our country. Thank you very much, all of you. I remember the day that I swore in, and it brings me back to that day, and everybody here that did that as well, and it's a good deal. 30 years from now, you're going to be up here doing this, and I'm going to be sitting back there with that guy. Each year, the Greater Sioux Falls Chamber of Commerce selects an area resident and member of the business community to receive the Stars and Stripes Award. The plaque will be presenting today reads, Stars and Stripes Award, presented May 15, 2021, for proudly displaying the American flag during the past year. The history of the award is to recognize those who day in and day out display their American flag with the proper lighting and integrity of the perfect flag. The area resident recipient of the award this year is Michael and Marie Robinson. Unfortunately, the Robinsons weren't able to join us this morning, but let's give them a round of applause anyway. At this time, I would like to invite retired General Bob Ray and Mark Nelson to the center stage on the floor. The business community recipient of Stars and Stripes Award for 2021 is Mark Nelson, with maximum promotions for displaying their American flags with integrity of the perfect flag and in recognition of his overall support of our military and veteran community. Let's give a round of applause for Mark and his team at Maximum Promotions. Thank you. Congratulations, and thank you for setting an example of patriotism and as inspiration for us all. Thank you. Before we close out the program today, I would like to take this time to thank the Legion Chorus. Sorry I messed up there for you, but we got you in there. And who provided today's music, and the Alliance for letting us use their wonderful facility. Every time I come here, I just love being here. I don't know about you guys. It's an awesome place. I'd like to also highlight a few upcoming events. The Memorial Day celebration will be at Veterans Park on May 31st, with a prelude starting at 10 a.m. and ceremony beginning at 10:30. If you plan to join us, please bring your own chair, or you're sitting on the ground. Later that same day at 2 p.m., join us at the South Dakota Veterans Cemetery for a Memorial Day program and ribbon cutting. And lastly, on Saturday, July 17th, the Alliance will be hosting a tribute to fallen soldiers. Doors will be open at 4 p.m. with programs starting around 5:30. And lastly, all Sioux Falls School District Military Armed Forces applicants please gather at the stage after the ceremony. With that said, if you are able, please stand for the benediction and remain standing for the remainder of the program. At this time, I would like to invite VA Chaplain Claggett back to the podium to conduct the benediction.
Let us pray. O Lord, we thank you for your spirit of peace and pray that you will impart to us the strength to accomplish our purpose with honor and integrity. May your presence protect us and our families, our cities and farms from all harm and danger until we meet again. Grant us these blessings, we ask, in your holy name. Amen.
The American Legion Sioux Falls Post 15 Honor Guard will present the 3-volley rifle salute in memory of those who have given their lives in service to their country, followed by a playing of taps.
Mario looks pretty good. Shit. Got it. I see it. Do you want my audio?
Order! Forward! 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 There to fire! Hey! 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 Reset! Forward!
This concludes our program for today. Thank you for coming, and enjoy the rest of the day.